Hello.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. David O'Hara from the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, good afternoon, Mr. Chris Bertish, from a very snowy and cold northwest of Ireland here. Wow, amazing.
I hear you guys are building snowmen in Scotland and Ireland.
Yes, we have some weather that that I'm glad that we have it and you don't.
Well, the interesting thing is that last 3 days that I was, 2 days that I was on sea anchor, on the power anchor about 5 days ago, 4 days ago, that was due to the low pressure system that was heading up north to hit you guys. So what you guys get up there, I do get affected by remarkably enough, but the further I travel south, the less I get affected by those systems.
Very good. And it's fascinating that we are talking because just a few hours ago I was reading your latest update, and you were explaining where you managed to catch something in your para anchor. That must have been a very jolting experience for you.
David, to be perfectly honest, it was right in the middle of probably the most intense, hectic storm that I've ever been involved in 6-meter seas in the middle of the night, when there were breaking waves all around me. I was petrified that I was going to get blown onto the last pinnacles, Grande Rocas off the Canary Islands. I had 50 miles between me and the islands, and I still had a day and a night of 30 knots of howling northerlies. So it was just one extra insurmountable obstacle after another, and that one was just sort of the last of them. And just battling, getting through all the storm, literally weathering the storm and getting dashed around and inverted in my craft in the middle of the night, where every half an hour felt like a lifetime. And just getting through that, and then, finally when the weather started getting a little bit better, as in not when I was fearing for my life, then I started getting these really weird sensations when I started to get almost like the craft was trying to get pulled through and down through giant waves, and it was a really, really weird and ominous and quite daunting experience. And you're really not sure if you're just starting to imagine things because things are so bad, or if you actually making some rational sense of the surroundings, because it's so volatile and frightening out there that you cannot imagine that something like that can possibly happen in a really trying and desperate situation that you're already in. So to be able to try and make sense of that, and then actually realize what's happening, what it is, and how to alleviate and get yourself out of that problem as quickly as possible is quite a mental challenge to get your head around and take action in that kind of situation in the middle of the night, and then go outside onto deck where you shouldn't really be on deck at all, in all your gear, and your tether yourself onto your safety line, put your backup leash on, and then try and figure it out, and hope you don't get swept overboard and inverted at the same time, and then solve the problem all in one.
It is amazing, Chris. I want to go back to something you just mentioned, and you referred to your mental state. And if I may say, when you set off on this incredible challenge over a month ago, I was really worried. I was really worried about, especially after the previous attempt by Nicholas, and the very first 5 or 6 days, I was very apprehensive, and I couldn't quite, for you, of course. But I've got a distinct feeling over the last, and I think I posted something up on one of your posts where I got this sense that you've hit this real mental strength, this comfort zone, that you realize that this is your world now, that this is where you are, and that you're going to keep going until you get to Florida. That this has become your normal.
Yeah, I think David, you're 100% right. I mean, whether we'll get to Florida or not, I don't know. The objective was to be able to do the transatlantic, and the transatlantic is getting to the Leeward Islands of the Caribbean. we said that we would try and get to Florida if the weather permitted me to be able to do so. It does look like the weather systems that, as you've noticed over the last month, especially in the first month that I've been away, have been so volatile and so different to what the models show and what the Admiralty charts have been showing from the 50 to 100 years of data, which shows that we should be getting northeasterly trades all the time, at like 90% of the time. I've had northwesterly trades 5 days in the 57 days that I've now been away from land. And it's only just starting to settle down now. So the likelihood is that I'll get pushed a lot to the south than I'd like to, and the likelihood of me being able to get to the north to Florida is very, very unlikely. But I'll definitely be finishing in the Caribbean for sure, doing the transatlantic. That's one thing I'm 100% positive about. As you rightly said, over the last sort of 5 days, I did sort of hit a mental turning point where, the conditions have got better. I don't think people quite comprehend how many unbelievable and insurmountable challenges I had to deal with in the first 3 weeks. One being all the different systems on my craft that went wrong, my steering system that broke, my autopilot went down, my backup steering packed up, my water maker stopped, 2 of the electronics main systems went down, my main battery bank, which is charging my solar, was only charging about half as quickly as it should have, so I wasn't even able to use half the systems that I did have, and I had to try and remake another foot steering system myself to be able to try and still be able to steer. And then I got into that massive storm just before the Canary Islands, and then I realized, just how limited I am in my ability to be able to maneuver when I'm so restricted by weather and the craft being so small and it's so low to the water that it makes things incredibly challenging when the conditions aren't in your favor. And that was one thing that, a whole lot of those things became immediately apparent within the first 3 weeks because I had such challenging conditions, and then so many of the systems that all failed, all pretty much over a 10-day period, all over the worst possible time frame. And it was just about trying to keep it all together and try and find solutions to many of the problems, offset some of the solutions to the problems until I could get out of the heck weather and just improvisation sort of plans to be able to just get through, and then try and manage these dramatic leaks that I had, which I wasn't sure where it was coming from, as best as I could, and work schedules for myself to be able to sponge out as quickly as it was coming in, but only doing that at really key little points in the day when every time I opened the hatch, more water wouldn't come in because there were waves breaking all around me. So I think it was just, it was almost like the universe was testing me from on every single level in the first month, just to see how I'd take it and if I was going to give in and give up. And I really believe that if I could get through that first 3 to 4 weeks, then I'm pretty sure without being overconfident, because you've always got to be mindful and keep your head out here. That I just feel like if I could get through that, I can pretty much get through anything.
It is amazing to hear you say that, and it's exactly what I was anticipating was going on with you. Is that when I was reading about you using the silicone and the Vaseline and the duct tape, and then talking about just getting up there and paddling. And the essence of why I think we both love stand-up paddling is its simplicity, what it goes down to at the end, the basics, the very essence of probably how humans first traveled on the water with a big stick on a log. And here you are, except you're doing it on one of the great oceans of our planet. I find it amazing. Now, if you don't mind, Chris, there was a couple of things that I wanted to ask you about that I'm not sure. I know you've taken all your food on board, and one of the things is nutrition. I'm really curious to know about you. Are you doing any fishing en route? Are you taking on any fresh fish, or is everything kind of in vacuum pack or shrink?
David, that's a really good question, and it actually is. It's part of one of my next posts that I'll be doing next week. So like I've already lined up all the posts, like all the next 2 or 3 posts that I've got to do. So what I do is like I try and, obviously I get these amazing experiences that happen, and every day if I can, I try and do like half an hour on a post, and it normally takes me about 5 days to do one of those posts, and then it takes me about an hour and a half to actually post it with the satellite communication system that I have. So it's incredibly time consuming, but I sort of quite enjoy it. It's quite therapeutic, and it also just gives me little notes to refer back to for the second half of the book, which obviously this will be part of the second half of the book. So there's another post that I'll be doing probably on Sunday night, Monday, which is about the shipping and stuff that I get to encounter, and about shifting your comfort zone and stuff. And then the other one next week will be on sort of reaching what I call the turning point before the turning point, which is the turning point mentally before reaching the main turning point, which is the 20 degrees north, 30 degrees south. Key waypoints I've got to hit in about 6 days' time, which I'm bearing about 324 nautical miles from at the moment, which will probably take me 7 days. But that's the main turning point for going across the Atlantic. I mean, you must remember that I'm only in about 3 days' time. I'm exactly due north exactly from the Cape Verde Islands now, and I'll get to the point of roughly where Nicholas left in about 3 days' time, except for the only difference is that I've already been going for almost 40 days.
And Chris, that's the beauty of it. I mean, we first spoke about this in 2013 when we met in Lima, in Peru. You captivated my imagination back then, and I believed back then that you were going to do it. And I've kind of watched over the years what you've been doing, and to see this now in action is amazing. What I never understood was the route you were going to take, and I believe it's going to be an advantage to you that you're only catching up where Nicholas started off from now, because you're in the zone, and you've shown what you've been able to come through with those horrific weather systems that you had to deal with. So congratulations and well done this far. I think it's worth mentioning, like, I'm really impressed by the reasons why you're doing this. And you've got the Lunchbox Fund and the Signature of Hope and the Operation Smile as your 3 beneficiaries. And I'm familiar with them all. I know what they're doing. And I think it's really important for people to understand that by being involved in this and by contributing towards this, you're proving to people who are really less fortunate that anything is possible. And I want to commend you and your main sponsors for making this happen, to give such hope, but not just hope, but vision and inspiration to millions of people around the world.
Well, thanks, David. I really appreciate that. That's always been my belief and my passion and my purpose and my mantra is about that any normal human being can do extraordinary things. It's just about having an idea, a goal, and a belief in yourself, and taking that goal, that dream, and living with the courage to be able to take life by the horns and take action and follow through and never give up on it, because we can all do anything that we want to in life, and we can achieve any of our life's goals and purposes, but we've just got to be able to step out of our comfort zone, because that's where the magic happens, and that's where our greatest potential lies. Just most people just don't have the courage to be able to follow their passions and their dreams. And I hope that by doing some of the things that I do and by achieving some of the things that I do, that I inspire people to believe in themselves and what's possible. And they don't have to go and cross an ocean, but they can just go out and go, hey, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can go and do this, or maybe I can be a better father and take my son camping, or whatever, and it's just about taking nothing for granted in life and appreciate every moment that we have and living it to its fullest. I believe that every single person has a purpose on this planet, and very few people actually get to fulfill it. And I think a lot of people would like to, they're too scared to leave their comfort zone, and they feel like they have too many responsibilities. I believe we're all missing our greatest potential in life unless we are really fulfilling our life purpose. And when you do that, you'll find you have endless amounts of energy and endless amounts of timeless passion for what you want to do, and you can achieve anything you want. And by doing that, money is not everything. Money will come. You'll be successful whatever you do if you do what you love and you love what you do. And I'm an ambassador for those three charities. I'm an ambassador for the Lunchbox Fund. I'm an ambassador for Operation Smile. I've personally already contributed myself in the last 2 months to pay for 2 operations out of my own pockets. So I don't just talk about stuff. I try and walk my talk and try and lead by example. I believe that a leader is someone who leads by example and puts his money where his mouth is and goes out there and makes it happen and make people think and reassess within themselves what's possible and about what it is about being a really good individual and a good human being on the planet. And now I believe that's about giving back and being humble and being grateful and having humility and taking nothing in life for granted and being able to give back wherever you can. And this project, was an idea that I had 4 years ago, as I said, you said when I met you in Lima, but it's taken absolutely everything in my life, across every aspect of my life to be able to make this project happen. I nearly lost my house, taking out an extra loan to be able to make it happen. I've put in a lot of money. I've had friends and family from all around the world to help me by putting in money because I was really struggling. And I've sacrificed a hell of a lot to be able to make it happen, but I believed in this project with such immense purpose and passion that I knew that it would make such a huge impact on the world, and it would change the lives of millions of kids. And that's what it's about. And we've already raised enough money to be able to pay for 1.5 schools to be built. We've already raised enough money to be able to pay for 1,000 children to get fed every month for the next 20 years. And we've already raised enough money to be able to pay for one operation every month for the next 20 years. And we're not even halfway. So I reckon we'll raise probably 20 million over the next 2 months.
Well,
and that's what it's all about. It's about making people believe in themselves and what's possible, inspiring those kind of kids to realize that no matter what challenge they have in life, you can come any challenge that you can possibly imagine if you just keep your head down, dig deep, stay focused, stay determined, and you never give up, and you stay resilient. You can get to anything, and you can achieve the impossible.
Okay, and Chris, just to bring it to right now, tell me what's around you right now. What's the air temperature? What's the sea condition? What's the wind? How comfortable are you right now? You're obviously taking a break from paddling to speak with me, which is massively appreciated. Paint the picture for us.
Okay, so David, at the moment, let's just backtrack for a split second. As you know, for the first month, I didn't do one interview with anyone. I still don't do interviews. I've only done one interview, so it's like I try and pick them very carefully. But it's also I was maybe do one with CBS News in America today, and I have to pick them around an exact window of about 1 or 2 hours. That I can only find a window like this once every week or every 2 weeks when the wind is between 0 and 5 knots. And the sea state is very calm and manageable, and it's just like a bright sunny day, and it's in the middle of the day, and I've got not a lot of cloud cover, so I can make this kind of call. And I've only been able to do that twice, so it just shows you how rare it is that I get the kind of conditions that we can have this kind of conversation, and it can come across clear as a bell. And normally, I've got 10 to 15 to 20 knots. And a pretty bumpy, lucky sea state where I wouldn't be able to be sitting outside on my deck having this kind of conversation. But right now, I'm sitting on top of my little parachute anchor, which is a little bag, on my deck of my little craft, which is literally 1.2 meters wide by just about 1.5 meters long. It's got these hatches around me which store my food. Some of them are still leaking a little bit, which I'm still working on trying to find solutions for that. It's a beautiful sunny day. I've got the trade route behind me. I've had the first forecast of like 5 days of east, northeast, and northeast, which will take me right through until the 17th. I might have one day where it goes slightly east, southeast in between, but I can work with that. But that's the first forecast I've had in 37 days. where I've had 5 days of wind in the right direction, which means that I'm starting to get into the beginning of the trades, which is absolutely incredible because it's been so challenging that just having one of these days, it's like a dream come true with all the harsh conditions that I've been dealing with. So it really is a sense of just taking these kind of days as just pure joy. I was paddling in the full moon last night. I watched the moon rise at about 8:30 yesterday evening after the sunset, and it was just absolutely breathtaking. I didn't even have my navigational lights on last night. I paddled for 2 shifts of probably 2.5 to 3 hours last night, and with a full moon was just absolutely incredible and breathtaking. It's quite indescribable to try and describe to people when you look around. It's just, and the stars are so bright that they actually leave a trail on the ocean, and you happen with a moon above you, and the moon is as bright as almost like the sun feels on a normal day-to-day basis. But I can stand up on my craft today without having to worry about falling over as I am right now, and I'm looking around me. There's just this deep, dark, blue, mystical ocean everywhere with these beautiful trade winds, fluffy clouds around me, little South African flag blowing off the back. I've got my towel and 2 of my T-shirts that are drying on the back of my craft, which hardly ever happens because everything's always wet, because I'm literally only 3 inches above the ocean at any particular time, so the wave coming over the deck is wet all the time. I've got my hydration mixes and stuff there, and my protein shakes, which I use for recovery. I've got my endurance sort of energy mix that I use, which I mix with the water, which I use for water maker. And then I've got my little freeze-dried pack, which I'm going to probably do another hour and a half paddling until 5, and then give the autopilot a break and take over and put steer for 2 hours until dark. So then I can put it back on, so it helps me through the night, because a lot of people don't understand that when the lights go out at night, most people that haven't ever paddled stand-up paddleboarders at night don't really quite grasp the concept of when you don't have an horizon, or when the clouds are dark and around you and you don't have a moon, that you are in pitch black and the ocean is moving underneath you and all around you all the time, and it's like the most tiring and exhausting, both mentally, physically and emotionally, trying to stay upright when you are only using your senses, which are your 6 senses, and your hearing and your feel, because you have no sight, and your equilibrium goes because you have no horizon. And most people just don't quite grasp how difficult that is. When I'm not just putting down an anchor at night and just stopping and sleeping, I'm paddling at least 1 to 2 shifts every night, through the night and the day, between 9 and 13 hours every day, day by day, for the last 30 days straight. So it's pretty tough out here, but I don't really focus on that. I just focus day by day, hour by hour, stroke by stroke, and knowing that every single stroke that I take pays for a lunchbox to Hungry Child South Africa. Every 135,000 strokes paid for observation, and every 500,000 strokes paid for a school to be built. Every stroke I take is making a smile across some little kid's face. So anytime I get really tired, I just ask myself 3 questions. What am I doing? Or why am I doing this? And why am I not out there making it happen? And if I ask myself, what am I doing inside my cabin? Most of the time I say, well, I've been in here too long. I have slept enough. I need to get back out there. And I ask myself, why? I know why I'm doing it. To be able to change the lives of millions of kids in Africa. And the only way I'm going to do that is not by staying outside my cabin. But, when the going gets tough, as I've said before, like I said in my post, don't focus on the reasons why you can't, focus on the reasons why you can. Get up, stand up, make a difference, make it happen, be the change, make the change.
Chris, I don't know if you realize, and I've never asked you, I've no idea, but what's really coming across to me is that this is a spiritual journey for you as well, is that when you're there, I have been one of those fortunate enough to experience the pitch blackness of the ocean, not from open ocean on a paddleboard, but sailing many times, and I can only imagine, in many ways, I'm very envious of that mental sensation and emotional and spiritual sensation that comes with that, and to be all on your own out there, it must be a spiritual journey for you as well as a physical test. This is you connecting with your soul, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think David, you're right. And when when a lot of people when you mention the word spiritual journey, people think it's about God, or it's about their religion or whatever else. But it's not really about that. I do believe that it is a spiritual journey, and you do connect to the source, whatever source you think that is. That's according to whatever beliefs you have. But you are so close and so in tune with the elements out here, and you're so connected to the source in such a pure and raw aspect out here that it's not possible not to feel like you're part of something bigger and connected with a bigger picture. And it's just an incredible space to be in, and it's amazing when you're so free of the world's frustrations and hustle and bustle of life, how simple and raw and pure like your days become. It's all about survival and being in tune with the elements and being in tune with the ocean. It's still blowing 5 to 10 knots behind me, and the ocean's moving all around me, and I'm standing up talking to you on the satellite phone without even thinking and without even blinking or thinking that I might fall in, because I'm so connected and I'm so in tune that I don't have to think about adjusting myself around what's happening around me. My body automatically adjusts with me without me even thinking. And that's just about being connected to the space and connected to the world that you're in on such a powerful level that you're in tune. And I'm finally getting to that point and getting 100% confident and comfortable with being out here, and always being cautiously confident, but not taking anything for granted. There's going to be many more challenges along the way. I have no doubt about that. But as I've said in a lot of my posts, it's about just taking every challenge and every obstacle one step at a time, and being able to have the right attitude to be able to approach it, to be able to see it as a puzzle, to be able to figure it out and get through it, and just see it as an opportunity in disguise to be able to learn and grow and embrace the moment and embrace the experience, and don't forget to enjoy the journey. And it was really hard to enjoy the first half of this journey, but I'm sure that this last half I'm going to enjoy to the absolute fullest, because it's absolutely stunning out here, and I wouldn't want to be any place on the planet than where I am right here, right now, at this moment.
That's a beautiful thing to hear you say. I do have a couple, I know we're going on, but I just a couple of little questions for you. Tell me about your hands. I know you got a couple of cuts. Are they healing okay?
Yeah, that's been quite it was a very big concern to me. When I did cut my finger really badly, I was very, very fortunate. For the first 3 weeks that I paddled, I literally taped up my hands like a boxer. You know when a boxer tapes up their hands before they put their gloves on?
Yes.
I pretty much taped up my hands like that, because I was blistering, because my body wasn't used to paddling for 12 to 16 hours a day, which I was doing for the first week, to try and get away from the rock and get away from land. Obviously my hands and my body wasn't used to it, so I was blistering right through my gloves. So I taped up my hands so dramatically that I had my gloves over that, and when I dived down to release that parank and cut it free with a knife, and my finger got caught between the parank and my centerboard, and then the craft got caught by a wave above the surface. Basically caught my finger and ripped it through the side of the centerboard. And I reckon that if I didn't have gloves on with that taping, I probably would have ripped my finger off or down to the bone. But I was really, really fortunate. I remember coming up and being absolutely petrified to look at my hand and to take off my gloves, because I thought I damaged it so badly, and that could have ended my trip.
Yes.
And it just shows you how easy and how simple it is for those kind of things, something quite simple, to just go horribly wrong in such like a short space of time. And that just shows you about, like, when you're out in the ocean, like I've been sailing all my life, and I'm a very experienced sailor. I've sailed all around the world, done numerous transatlantic crossings. I've sailed, on the biggest, wet 60s, Volvo 60s, maxi. I know about ropes and boats and craft and what not to do, and it just shows how quickly stuff with even someone that's experienced can go so wrong on such a little craft and a part of the ocean when it's mixed up with ropes and what can happen even if you're an experienced person. And it just goes to show you how you've just got to be so careful all the time. And I've got to remind myself, like on a constant daily basis, like when I'm pouring the boiling hot water in my cabin into my little hydration mixers to be able to make dinner. Like, be careful. Don't, watch where you put it. Watch where you put. Don't do this. Don't do that, because you pour boiling water all over yourself, and that can also be a complete, it can end your trip, because the kind of things that on land you take for granted that heal really quickly, when you're in the ocean and it's wet all the time, like your hands are or like your legs are, things go septic and they go nasty so quickly. And even though I've got the most incredible first aid kit that can pretty much handle anything, like even a cut like that, which I had two really big cuts, which are just, the one's closed up completely, and the other one I'm still just nursing on a daily basis, but it should be better, mostly better by the end of the week. But it just goes to show how I've been nursing those, dressing those two cuts every single day for 3.5 weeks now, and they still haven't closed up. And it just shows how easy it can go wrong. And you've got to be so mindful of those kind of things and make sure that you are meticulous in your detail and your management of every little thing, because if you don't manage these things, even the littlest things, they can end your trip in a matter of days, from things being good to going horribly wrong. So, it's just a constant challenge to seriously be mindful of every little aspect of the stuff, the craft, your hydration, your nutrition, your first aid, your looking after the craft, all the electrics, everything. There's so many different details that you're looking at and covering on a day-to-day basis, besides me taking pictures for posts and writing posts and filming for the film and writing for the book and doing interviews with you guys and updating with the team and doing weather updates with my weather forecaster daily, who's been amazing. There's just so much that goes on that people just don't quite understand.
And the last thing that, as a stand-up paddler and imagining your challenge, I'm curious about your feet. Tell me what you're wearing on your feet, or are you barefoot? And have you had any issues with any kind of trench foot or foot rot or anything like that? I know when you're stand-up paddling all day and you're rocking on the balls of your feet, it's really important to get your footwear right. And I'm curious to know what you're wearing.
Yeah, you're right, David. And I think I've been very fortunate, and as you said, you've been monitoring all the little projects that I've done up until this point. And if I hadn't have done the 12-hour record, and then the 24-hour record, and then the 24-hour night record, and then the 5-day adventure up the coast where I was completely all alone with all my gear and stuff, I learned so much from each one of those projects. And each one of those have been little stepping stones and learning curves where I've taken all the knowledge, experience, and wisdom and all the things that I had problems with and learned from those and applied them to this project. So I've been very fortunate that I've got a really good deck pad on all the areas where I'm standing. So I'm never on just a hard surface. It's always pretty comfortable for my feet.
Good.
But I've also learned from even the 5-day adventure that I did that as long as I could keep my feet dry for 4 to 6 hours a day, then it didn't have a problem. So I learned from that, and basically I paddle most of the time bare feet. I've got that pad underneath me, but then at night time I paddle in waterproof socks and proper foul weather gear boots normally, which keep my feet dry. So at least at night when my feet get cold, they're not wet and cold, they're dry and cold. So they actually keep warm.
Good.
And what I've done a lot, because I find that my bottoms sort of get quite cold at night, just to make myself more comfortable, I wear a full foul weather gear bottoms, and then my waterproof socks, and then boots over that, and then the foul weather gear goes over the boots. Otherwise, I was trying to paddle in my board shorts with my boots and the socks, and then duct tape the top of the boots, and then the water would go on the top of the boots, but it's not as effective as I wanted it to be. So, I mean, I just figure out different solutions to every single problem, and it's been incredibly rewarding. I'm one of those guys that I set challenges for myself all the time, and so I set goals, like little mini goals for myself all the time. So it's just about finding little solutions to all the problems every day, and then upgrading and see if I can improve on things every day in regard to how I can make the craft better, more efficient, faster, move the weights around, change this, change that, and see the improvements on both speed as craft starts getting lighter, as I start eating my way through all the food, because I've taken probably just over 75 kilograms of food with me, which is exactly my body weight, and I'm about almost halfway through that already. So the craft is already about 30 kilograms lighter. I've probably lost about 5 kilograms myself already, because no matter how much you eat, you just burn all the way through it, because you're paddling for 9 to 12 hours a day. And it's amazing just how your body just becomes used to that, and it's incredible what the body can do and what the body can sustain doing once it gets into a rhythm and gets into a pattern of what it's expected to do on a daily basis. I mean, I'm operating on 5 to 6 hours sleep and paddling between 9 and 13 hours a day, exercising full on 9 to 13 hours a day, and then still filling in everything else, and 5 to 6 hours sleep, but doing that every single day, and your body just adjusts to it. And I think that is just goes to show how remarkable what they can actually achieve if they actually step out of your comfort zone and actually just push it a little bit further than they can expect. You'd be amazed at what you can achieve.
Wow. Well, Chris, I'll conclude because I see we've been on for nearly 40 minutes, and I really want to thank you. I want you to know something. I want you to know that on a personal level, my daughter is just absolutely fascinated by what you're doing, and she's going to be so excited to hear this interview. I want to thank you for contacting me and offering me the opportunity to speak to you on this incredible and historic standard-setting challenge that you're embarked on. I'm amazed by it, and I really want to tip my hat at you, because I'm very aware of how many people would have told you you were crazy and you couldn't do it, and that you had the resilience to believe in yourself and to stick with your dream, and not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that you can do it. So,
I really appreciate that, and it means a lot coming from you, and I really appreciate that, because it always is like that. It's been like that all my life, with people telling me about, telling me stuff that I've been wanting to do, that can't be done, or it's impossible, and that's sort of being who I am and what I've been able to, it's been what I'm about, and I hope that gives inspiration to other people out there, that you can do and achieve anything you want in life. Don't let anyone else set your own limits for you, your own borders and boundaries of what's possible. Maybe if they say it's not possible, maybe it's not possible for them, but there's no one else in the world and on this planet that can define what they can or can't do besides yourself. So you're the only one that can set your own limits, borders and boundaries of what's possible. So dream big, start small, and go out and make those dreams come true, because you can achieve anything in life. Nothing's impossible unless you believe it to be.
well, Chris Bertish, it's a full moon tonight, which I'm delighted about, because it's going to shine down on you as you paddle towards the Caribbean. I hope to see you. I'm going to try and work out if I'm able to get over there and greet you when you get in. That might be possible.
I'm actually hoping to finish in Antigua at the same place where the transatlantic rowboat race is going to finish.
Okay.
And at the moment, I think I passed the Canary Islands about 8 days after the rowboat race that left from the Canary Islands and finishes in Antigua as the transatlantic. I think I passed there about 8 days after they left, and I'm hoping that I'm going to catch the last of their fleet in the next 5 days. I'll be catching the last of their fleet for the last 3 or 4 days. So I'm hoping that I'm going to catch and overtake one of the rowboats in the next couple of days, just to as a little goal for myself to keep on going faster and faster. But I look forward to seeing you in the Caribbean, and I really wanted to take a little moment to thank every single person out there that followed my journey and followed all my posts and has been reading and posting really amazing messages. I don't really have the capacity to be able to run through all the messages, but it seems like all the messages and the feedback's been overwhelming. And I really appreciate everybody's support. I wouldn't be able to do it without such amazing following and support from everybody. And it inspires me just by reading the messages, the feedback that I get, and knowing that everybody's really enjoying and inspired by what I'm doing. I hope it inspires people to believe in themselves and go bigger and do some amazing things. David, thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in the Caribbean. And tell your daughter that I've seen a lot of you off the dolphins around. I definitely want to any of you off in my teeth, but they definitely become friends and they look after me through the nights and the days. So thanks for a little song that makes me smile every time I think about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Chris. And just so as you know, one of those rowers is an Irish guy called Gavin Hennigan. So if you see him en route, tell him hopefully we'll all meet for a beer in Antigua. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, thanks very much, David, and thanks very much, everyone, for listening. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Chris. And Godspeed and be careful out there, brother. I'm thinking of you all of the time. All right? Bye-bye.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Cheers.